Well, good morning, everybody. I'm coming to you with the comments video from Gallup in New Mexico. Yep, I'm on my way back to Pahrump, heading west, and I'm in Gallup. I'm in USA RV Park, which I've been before. I like this place. Very convenient, very nice. It's on old historic Route 66, so you can say I'm getting my kicks on Route 66 today. I got my coffee. I got my dotty dog. George did well. If you look at the video today, you'll see over my shoulder in quite a few shots the little image of little George kind of passed out in the crate. I do, for those of you that don't know, in order for George not to get miserably sick, George needs to be sedated on the car trips. So that's what that's all about. And by the time we get home, he's perfectly fine, back to normal, doesn't even hide anymore. It's worked out very nice thanks to my wonderful veterinarian there in Pahrump. I apologize for the comment video not getting out until last night because I made the mistake of thinking, well, I'll just let it upload from my phone during the day while I'm driving. Bad idea. Didn't work. I had to redo it when I stopped at the end of the day. So let's get going on today's comments. The first one was my comment on time to move on, my farewell video from the other day. And Renee says, safe travels. And then I did the long form video today, was a popular one. Quartzsite, snakes, scorpions, cactus, and more. It reminds me of lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. People always ask about scorpions and snakes, rattlesnakes. So I thought I'd do a video on that, and said Sue Weiss says good video, buddy. Well, thanks, Sue. Randy says great info. I always wore cowboy boots in Arizona. Denim is great, leather is better. I know the best thing if you had like calf high leather, thick leather boots, so you wouldn't have to worry at all, but it seems uncomfortable to me. But then the short form video was on Afghan women that did sort of a freedom caucus, and they had a hard time finding a country that was an Arab country in the area that would even allow them to host it, but they managed it. This is a story about very brave women that are painfully, psychologically and physically and violently oppressed by the Taliban. Brave women. And Ken Gray says, brave women. Took the words out of my mouth. On fight, I'll refer to the Quartzsite video. When I say Quartzsite video, I'm going to be meaning well, never mind. There's more than Quartzsite one here, so I won't confuse you. I'll say this is the 5 critical things they do not tell you. Trail Trash says, we've not been back since 2016, so this may or may not apply, but don't expect to find any groceries in town. We stopped for the night after buying a used trailer in Mesa, heading home to Central California. We ended up eating hot dogs for dinner since that was all we could find available. Cheap vodka could be found by the gallon, and 12-volt batteries, no problem. And I answered, not at all true for the last 3 seasons, maybe after 7 p.m. And this could be what happened. They were coming through at night when the 2 local grocery stores, that's the Roadrunner and the Coyote, are closed. But there's now not only a Family Dollar and a Dollar General, but starting this year, a DG Market, that's Dollar General Market, which should all be open till at least 10 p.m. So, that picture they painted, just not true for them. When they came through, absolutely, but not true in general. Ken Gray on Quartzsite snakes, especially at night, it could be a good idea to have a UV flashlight for scorpions. High top boots could help protect you from a snake bite. Randy says, on the bravery of Afghan women, can you imagine living like that? I just can't. I can't imagine. I can sympathize, but trying to understand and wrap my brain around that kind of oppression is really hard. M. Campbell, on the bravery of Afghan women, think of all the doctors, scientists, researchers, and scholars they are forbidding. Half their population isn't allowed to contribute to help others. The Taliban and many other ultra-conservative religious movements are bad for everyone, women and men. Oppression of human beings in any form, I think, is a horrible thing. Horrible. Especially this example. M. Campbell on the snakes. In scorpion territory, if you have shoes outside, always shake them out before you put them on because they could burrow in there and say, this is a nice little cool dark place for me to hang out. And when you put your foot in that shoe, you're going to get a nasty surprise. They're going to sting you. Pup camper on scorpions, snakes. Good advice, Rob. My 6 years in the desert during the winter, I've not encountered a rattlesnake, and hope to goodness I never do. I've seen plenty of scorpions. And it's funny, the only scorpion I've ever seen is that one. Holtville is the art LTVA with the one down off Interstate 8, way down in California, is where I saw the dead one. Never seen a live one. Lisa Roth on snakes. I think the most important advice for all these things is be aware of your surroundings while in the desert. Our friend Judy has some good advice about avoiding scorpions when you're packing up at the end of the season. Just be aware once the weather starts getting warmer, use your eyes and ears. Yeah, as the weather gets warmer, certainly rattlesnakes, in particular, are a lot more active. When you hear the thing, so and so saw a rattlesnake at their camp, it's invariably like March that you're hearing that, not December. Quartzite snakes. Robert Burns says palm trees can have small scorpions. Didn't know that. Not a lot of palm trees up near quartzite, but they have them down near Yuma. So let's see. Snakes. Renee, we never saw a scorpion, but saw a rattler. I was so excited. I never saw one. We could see and hear the rattle. By the way, I wear sandals all the time. Good luck with that, Renee. Snakes. Pete Diaz says, love this one. Snakes. White Wolf. Gee, thanks for mentioning the washes. I didn't know the dangers of washes my first year as I'm from another part of the country. They aren't marked as well with signs. I checked the BLM long-term camping on public lands brochure and the LTVA visitor area supplement rules brochure. Washes weren't mentioned. To someone new in the desert, they look like old roads with trees and a nice windbreak. Thanks for your video. Yeah, it can be deceiving. Yeah, you're out there in the desert and you see a nice looking road going down a big dip, and it looks like, hey, that's a real road. Let's drive down it. Make sure that your rig can make that dip. And White Wolf, again, I haven't seen a rattler, but plenty of scorpions. They climb trees as well. If you park under a tree for shade, they can jump on your roof. And Judy, now that I'm on snakes. Now that I'm scared, LOL, not really. I love the desert, and I'm just careful, especially with my dog. They just want to explore, and it's my duty to keep them safe. Yeah, you can't let them, even, it's tempting. I have the retractable leash, and it's tempting to let Dottie just go off and start sniffing into the rocks and bushes, but no, I don't. Sorry, Dottie, you want to wander, do it in the open here. Wander, go as far as you want. But, you get near a wash where there's vegetation, that's where the critters are. White Wolf, thank you for being honest about your experiences. Fear-based information is frustrating. This is our 8th season, so they're veterans, and I've never had any problems whatsoever with crime. Camp within sight of one another if you can. Wave to all your neighbors. Don't leave out shiny things. There's a lot of misinformation about coyotes as well. I've had many coyotes trot through my camp, following its prey. They don't bother you. If you have a small dog or cat, that's another story. They are timid and don't want to interact with humans. They could be a topic of interest. Yeah, coyotes are no danger to a human being. But if you leave your little dog running by themselves, that's prey for coyotes. Anecdotal stories, at least one of someone walking their little dog and a coyote getting aggressive with the human there. I tend not to completely believe that, but maybe. It's kind of like that old thing in Florida with little dogs on a leash right by the edge of a pond and an alligator coming up and grabbing the dog. That does happen. That's real. I've seen video, standby or video of that. Some dog owner went in, wrestled the alligator, and pulled his little tiny dog out of the jaws of the alligator. So that happens. Coyotes, not so much. I haven't seen that, but it doesn't mean I'm not careful. Naj, great video. Thanks for the warning. Yes, don't touch the ouchie plants, they bite. That's snakes, scorpions, cacti, and more. Lisa Roth, I'm so glad they found a safe place to get together. She's talking about the brave women of Afghanistan. On snakes, Terry says, another great and very informative video. I'd mostly be concerned for my 2 English bulldogs. I'd have to keep them closely tethered to me, which they aren't used to. I have to wonder if Courtside is equipped with emergency services and facilities for humans and pets. Now, Dottie cannot be trusted. Dottie, are you listening? There's Dottie. Dottie looks like a just so kind and trustworthy little dog. Let that dog off a leash, and we've got a battle of wills and a chase on. So Dottie is always tethered. Dottie doesn't obey verbal commands. Neither do I, frequently. All right, let's talk about emergency services. For humans, in Quartzsite, there's a fire department with an ambulance with paramedics. They'll get to you pretty fast. Be sure to know what your coordinates are in the desert, your exact GPS coordinates. If you don't have the ability to do that, find someone that does. Have them come to your camp and give you the coordinates. Put them in your cell phone. Because can you imagine describing being in the middle of this 11,000 acre desert and you're going to describe where you are? No good, no bueno. The best thing really to do is if people in camp, someone to meet the ambulance at the entrance and guide them into you, if that's possible. But the next best thing, and actually you should be doing both things, definite GPS coordinates in that. And the ambulance, if it's super serious, they have the option of ordering a helicopter, which is close by. Helicopter comes, takes you to probably Phoenix. Animals, no. There's really, if there's a vet at all in Quartzsite, I don't know who it is. If you do, put it in the comments. Certainly not a 24-hour vet. I know there's a vet in Blythe, and I know there's an animal hospital in Parker, which is it'd take you about an hour to get there from just under an hour to get there from the center of Quartzsite, from the LTVA. Add a little bit, add 10 minutes to that, so over an hour. If you're in the LTVA, you'd go north on 95 and keep going, and you'll see the signs and you'll get to Parker. There's lots of accidents. I will warn you, there's lots of accidents, bad accidents, fatality accidents on that stretch of highway between Quartzsite and Parker. You wouldn't think so. Seems like a nice, calm, straight stretch of road, but there are lots of accidents. Be careful. I know what it's like when you're trying to get your loved pet to the hospital, but if going way, way too fast if you think that's going to make a difference, it's probably not going to make that big a difference, if any at all. Okay, you don't want to hurt yourself and your pet, right? Let's see. And by the way, I do, there are insurance companies. It's less than $100 a month for air ambulance for you. Be sure if you sign up for one of those, just Google air ambulance insurance. There's several of them. Make sure when you buy it, they'll have an option for you to search your area to ensure that the area helicopter takes their insurance. And if it does, you're good to go. You pay I think I pay $79 a year for mine. And I check Quartzsite and Pahrump, 2 of the places that I stay. I haven't checked here. I should check here. I should do that later today. And you're good to go, because you could get thousands of dollars bill, anywhere from, I think probably the smallest charge for a helicopter transport is probably around $7,000. And depending on where you're going and how much treatment you're getting, It could be $50,000 or more. I had someone on the comments here say they had a relative that had a $90,000 bill, but they had the insurance. The insurance also covers people in your household, so keep that in mind, especially if you have any serious medical conditions, cardiac in particular. Cardiac stroke, those are the kinds of things that may require an airlift out of quartzite while you're staying here. M. Campbell on the comments video, safe travels. White Wolf is back for the Class C generator question, and Lisa was asking about how do I secure my generator. I have a Class C. I need to leave it there on the ground when I go into town. He says, I had a neighbor one year that put his generator in an old backpacking one-man tent. He intentionally found a secondhand tent that didn't look valuable. He had a small lock on the door. I don't know if he ran it inside the tent. Probably not. That'd be a really bad idea. I could see that poof turning into a little fire. I doubt he ran it in the tent. To someone passing by, no value there. It's a good idea. Let's see. Ken Gray, since your video was so late today, I went to your channel to see if all was well. Didn't see anything, so I just assumed you were doing it later. My day is now complete. And I answered, I said, I was traveling while I was uploading. Not a great idea. And he laughed. He responded to that. LOL. I watched your Happy Place video. I was expecting you to play The Hills Are Alive with the sound of music. I wanted to. I swear. I looked for that song because I was the selfie camera was going straight up above my head and I was spinning with my arms out like Julie Andrews. And I wanted that music, but it just wasn't available. At least not non-copyrighted. And Wanda Hope Wandering says, just a bunch of 100 smiley faces, peace sign for the bravery of Afghan women. Appreciate that. I saw your video. Chip Miller says, I saw your video regarding rocks and footwear. Just wondering how well your dog does walking on this type of terrain. And no problems. I didn't elaborate. I just said no problems. I'll elaborate a little bit more here. Everyone seemed to be buying these special boots for their dogs. And I jumped on the bandwagon. I bought them. Dottie hated them. They said, well, Dottie needs to get used to them. But then I realized Dottie's not complaining. She runs around the desert. There's never a problem with the paws. My first year, I used coconut oil. You know, when it's a certain temperature, it's like this white cream, and I would put it on her paws. And I didn't do it last year, and it didn't make any difference. Dottie was just fine. Maybe I'm just lucky with Dottie. What do you think? Dottie Dot. Dottie Dog. I got an eye to open. She's on to me. Poking at her while I'm doing this video. She's on to it. Anne-Marie Sikorsky says, I bet you took a long time to say goodbye to all your... Start again. I bet you took time to say goodbye to all your newfound friends in Eagle's Nest. You made many with your fun and informative videos. You represented the town very well, Mr. Wakely. Safe travels. Thank you. And then unspeakable oppression. That's correct. The recent crackdown on women has been horrendous. Even if I write this text, women are being abused and silenced by any means in Afghanistan. It makes me weep. I know you don't want any politicizing on your channel. I know you brought this up because of their bravery. I know we must be vigilant in our own country to guard our freedoms. I also saw that when you read from the Guardian article that the United States was not a place that some of these women had taken solace. Before you may delete this, I appreciate you read it. I don't know. I guess I can understand. This is from Anne-Marie Sikorsky. Maybe it's political. I don't know. It's suggesting that we wouldn't allow these women in our country, and I don't remember reading that. I think I remember in the article it was looking for places that would allow them to have this conference, and they wanted it to be a country, an Arab country in that area. So that would exclude the United States. So if I misread and I'm wrong and there's some resistance to having Afghan women in this country, let me know that I'm wrong. And that is it for today. Right, Dottie? We got a quick call we have to make in an hour, and then we're on the road. And where are we going? Where's the next stop? Are we going to make it all the way to Pahrump? No, we're not going to make it all the way to Pahrump. It's too far. It's 500 miles. And the plan is 2 more days. So I will make it. My goal is to make it to Kingman, right? Kingman, Arizona. And from Kingman, I think it's 160 to 180 miles to home. So Wednesday will be a nice, easy day. And I will see you tomorrow. And you've got, I'm publishing the travel video from yesterday. I'll make a travel video today, and we'll make a travel video on Wednesday, and a Pahrump arrival video, and it'll be a ton of fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.